Many people never understand how deep the damage feels until they live through it themselves. You give your time, your energy, your trust, and slowly you start to notice something is wrong, but you can't explain it. You feel confused. You feel judged. You feel like nothing you do is enough. One day you're lifted up, the next day you're pushed down. You keep trying, hoping things will get better, and you don't even realize how far you've been pulled away from your own peace. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've been there. You've dealt with someone who seemed amazing at first, someone who made you feel chosen, seen, wanted. Then something shifted. You began to feel drained, stressed, and unsure about yourself. You began to lose your confidence. You began to question your worth. And by the time you saw the truth, you were already carrying too much emotional weight. This video is for you. The person who gave more than you ever received. The person who showed loyalty, patience, and compassion to someone who used those qualities for the wrong reasons. The goal here is to help you understand why this happened, why someone like you becomes a target for narcissistic women, and how this pattern forms long before you meet the right person. What you're about to hear will bring clarity. It will make sense of the confusion, and it will show you the strength you didn't know you had. You deserve answers, and you deserve peace. Let's talk about it. Understanding the pattern before everything went wrong. Before moving into the main reasons, it helps to understand something important. What happened to you didn't start overnight. It wasn't just one moment, one message, or one argument. It was a slow shift that built up over time. At the beginning, everything felt exciting. You felt appreciated. You felt wanted. You felt seen in ways you hadn't felt in a long time. That early attention made you open the door without thinking twice. But while you were letting your guard down, she was watching you closely. She was learning what you respond to. She was learning how you care. She was learning how much you're willing to give. She wasn't building a real connection. She was studying your strengths and figuring out how to use them for her advantage. This pattern doesn't happen because you are weak. It happens because you show qualities that stand out, qualities that many people don't have, qualities that make you a partner with depth and emotional value. A narcissistic woman sees those qualities instantly, even when you try to hide them. And before you meet the right person, it's common to cross paths with someone who treats your good traits like tools instead of gifts. Understanding this helps you see the bigger picture. It helps you see that the issue wasn't your character. It was the type of person who entered your life. Now let's break down the first core reason why narcissistic women gravitate toward people like you. Narcissistic women target men who are stable and kind. Many men who end up involved with a narcissistic woman share similar qualities. You are steady. You are patient. You listen well. You care about how others feel. You handle conflict quietly instead of creating drama. These qualities make you a good partner, but they also make you a target. Narcissistic women want attention, validation, and emotional energy. They want someone who gives more than they take. They want someone who doesn't challenge them right away. Your calm nature feels safe to them, not because they appreciate you, but because they feel they can use you without facing immediate pushback. This doesn't mean you are weak. It means you bring peace into relationships, and someone who lives on emotional chaos wants that peace as long as it benefits them. Before you meet the right person, it's easy to offer that peace to someone who only sees it as something to take advantage of. They know how to make a strong first impression. A narcissistic woman is often charming in the beginning. She seems confident. She seems exciting. She knows how to get your attention. She knows exactly what to say to make you feel seen. She compliments you at the right time. She makes you feel chosen. She can be warm, engaged, and full of energy. And when you meet someone who shows so much interest early on, you naturally let your guard down. What you don't know in the beginning is that this behavior is not stability. It's not emotional depth. It's performance. Men who are good-hearted often respond positively to this kind of attention because you don't see it every day. You think you met someone who values you, but what she actually values is the reaction she gets from you. Before meeting the right woman, it's very common to mistake high charm for real connection. This is how the wrong person gets close enough to enter your world. Your ability to care makes you easy to exploit. If you naturally want to support people, encourage them, or help them become better versions of themselves, this is a beautiful quality. But narcissistic women use this against you. They don't want to grow. They want the benefits of having someone stable around them, without putting in the same effort. Your empathy becomes something they use to control situations. Your patience becomes something they stretch until it hurts you. Your willingness to understand becomes something they twist to avoid responsibility. Many men who fall into this pattern come from backgrounds where they learned to carry emotional weight for others. Before you find the right person, you often attract someone who is the complete opposite of what you deserve, simply because you're used to being the one who holds everything together. This dynamic only ends when you realize your care is a gift, not something to be used or manipulated. You haven't learned to set boundaries. Healthy boundaries don't come naturally to most people. They are learned through experience, especially painful ones. Before you meet the right person, it's normal to say yes when you want to say no, avoid conflict, try too hard to keep the peace, ignore red flags, make excuses for someone's behavior, think the relationship will improve if you give more. Narcissistic women sense these openings immediately. They test how much you tolerate. They slowly push limits. They check how far they can go without losing you. They do this because it tells them they have control. Many men only learn the importance of boundaries after being drained emotionally by someone who never appreciated them. The lesson is painful, but it becomes the foundation that protects you in your next relationship, the one with someone who treats you with real respect. Narcissistic women are extremely bold and direct. Another reason you attract this type of woman is simple. They pursue you first. Narcissistic women are not shy. They don't wait. They move fast. They text you first. They show interest early. They make strong emotional statements. They create a feeling of intensity that feels exciting in the moment. Many men are not used to this level of pursuit, so it feels refreshing. You think you met someone who knows what she wants, someone who chooses you, someone who sees your value, but in reality, she is choosing what she can take from you, not who you are. This confidence is one of the biggest traps. It makes you believe there is something special about the connection, when it's really just her pushing fast to secure attention and control. Before meeting the right woman, you often meet someone who uses speed instead of sincerity, intensity instead of emotional depth. Rebuilding your sense of self after the damage. When you finally walk away from a narcissistic woman, the hardest part isn't the breakup. The hardest part is rebuilding the version of yourself that existed before all the confusion, all the doubt, and all the emotional exhaustion. Many people don't notice the effect until they're out of the relationship. You start to feel empty. You start to feel disconnected from your own identity. You wonder how someone could change the way you see yourself without you noticing. Healing begins when you stop trying to understand her and start understanding yourself again. You are not responsible for her actions, her moods, or her behavior. You were never meant to carry her emotional weight. Your only real responsibility now is to focus on the strength you still have inside you. Take small steps. Take time to breathe. Take moments to reconnect with things that make you feel grounded and safe. You don't need to rush into another connection. You don't need to perform for anyone. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to remember that your kindness, your loyalty, and your ability to care deeply are not flaws. They're parts of you that deserve protection. Healing doesn't look the same for everyone. Sometimes it looks like spending more time alone. Sometimes it looks like reconnecting with friends. Sometimes it looks like writing down your feelings. And sometimes it looks like reminding yourself every day that what you survived was real, and what you lost can be rebuilt. You're not broken. You're recovering. And recovery is not weakness. It's strength in progress. Finding strength in what you survived. There is a moment after the pain where something new starts to grow. It doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't feel dramatic or loud. It's a quiet shift. You start to realize that everything you went through didn't destroy you. It shaped you. It made you aware. It made you stronger in ways you didn't expect. Experiences like this change the way you see red flags. They change the way you choose people. They change the way you protect your time and your emotional energy. What happened to you taught you what manipulation feels like, what emotional pressure feels like, and what unhealthy intensity looks like. This knowledge becomes something powerful when you use it to protect your future. Your strength is not in pretending the pain didn't matter. Your strength is in accepting that it happened and choosing to grow anyway. You now understand your worth more clearly. You understand the difference between attention and real connection. You understand the difference between someone who uses you and someone who respects you. Every step you take from this point forward is a step toward a better version of you. Not a version shaped by fear or doubt, but a version shaped by awareness and confidence. The right person will feel different. They won't rush you. They won't drain you. They won't confuse you. They will meet your effort with their own, and they will value the parts of you that were overlooked before. You survived something heavy, and you walked out with more strength than you had when you entered. That's something to be proud of. That's something you can build your future on. And that strength will guide you toward someone who sees your value from day one. You attract narcissistic women not because there's something wrong with you, but because there is something very right about you. Your kindness, your stability, your loyalty, your empathy. These are qualities real partners value deeply. But they are also qualities narcissistic people target because they know they can take without giving back. Understanding these patterns is not about blaming yourself. It's about recognizing your strengths and protecting them. When you start setting boundaries, when you start choosing people who match your effort, when you stop explaining away toxic behavior, everything changes. You begin to attract people who respect you the way you deserve. The right woman doesn't drain you. She doesn't confuse you. She doesn't take your kindness for granted. She meets you in the middle. She gives as much as she takes. And she values the things a narcissistic woman once exploited. This experience was not a failure. It was preparation. It showed you the parts of yourself worth protecting. It taught you what love is not, so you can recognize real love when it comes. You are not broken. You are learning. You are growing. And you are becoming stronger in ways that will attract the right person. Someone who sees your worth clearly and treats it with care. If this message speaks to you, feel free to share your story or your thoughts. Many others are going through the same experience, and your voice might help someone else feel less alone. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.